Did you know Kung Pao Chicken, the dish you and I can easily get at any Chinese takeout places, was served to Donald Trump at a state dinner hosted by Xi Jinping, President of the People's Republic of China? Hi, my name is Christy, and this is the American Chinese Food Show. Today, we will analyze 3 menus of state dinners to learn how surprising this menu item is. In order to bring more context, I want to first look at the contrast of 2 dinners of Xi Jinping, one internal-facing for him and one external-facing for other world leaders hosted by him. This menu was served when Xi Jinping visited Hong Kong in 2017. You can see a highlight of Cantonese-style cooking from the Cantonese slow-cooked soup with conch, Cantonese steamed grouper fillet, to the rice wrapped in lotus leaf, a staple dim sum starch dish. There is also an abundance of seafood dishes like deep-fried crab shell with crab meat and stewed sea cucumber, taking advantage of the geographic proximity to top-notch seafood ingredients. Then we have a vegetable dish and a starch dish that usually comes at the end of a banquet dinner with desserts and seasonal fresh fruits. If you compare it with the state dinner Xi Jinping hosted at the Intergovernmental Forum CICA in 2014 in Shanghai, where the guests were leaders from member states like Russia, India, South Korea, Thailand, Turkey, UAE, etc., you can kind of tell a certain set of invisible restrictions. Dishes are mild to taste and are easy to digest. For example, you normally avoid dishes from Sichuan because they are too spicy and numbing for those not used to it. You also want to avoid bones, from fowls to fishes, so it's easy for the guests to consume. The favorite regional cuisines for state dinners are usually Huaiyang cuisine from the Jiangsu province or Cantonese cuisine. Shrimps here were made into minced shrimp bowls. The fish dish is an easy-to-eat halibut fillet, but with a traditional black bean sauce made from fermented black beans, giving a superb aroma. Instead of having shark's fin or bird's nest that might spark environmental debates, we have a substitute of fish maw here, which is fish stomach. When slow cooked, it becomes this slippery texture that melts in your mouth. It's really good. Another popular substitute, sea cucumber, might not look appetizing enough to this audience. Then we have a vegetable dish, sponge gourd and green soybeans.
Both tower gourd and fava beans are now in season. They chose them also out of safety concerns, because growing them doesn't require pesticides. That was particularly so for the beans, since we only take the inside and throw away the pod.
But no starch dishes. Then the dinner ends with pastries, fresh fruits and desserts, but the menu didn't specify exactly what. Now let's look at the surprising menu of the state dinner Xi Jinping hosted for Donald Trump at Beijing's Great Hall of the People in 2017. Immediately you will notice a few things out of place. First, there are 3 Sichuanese cuisine dishes: coconut-flavored chicken soup, Kung Pao Chicken, and grouper fillet in hot chili oil. Something almost unheard of in state dinners because, again, the chef usually avoids spicy dishes to accommodate guests' tastes. Second, modifications to traditional recipes. Chicken soup here is actually called chicken tofu pudding. The texture of the chicken was made so soft that it resembles more like the dessert tofu pudding in a chicken broth made of old chicken and cured ham. However, the dish here is coconut flavored, which is definitely not a custom. This might be a way to add aroma to the soup. Third, food you can get in American Chinese restaurants. Kung Pao Chicken, the dish itself, is Chinese. The traditional Sichuanese version is very simple with only a few ingredients. You stir-fry marinated chicken with dried chili peppers and peppercorns, chopped scallions, ginger, and fried peanuts. Then you splash a bit of Shaoxing wine, and that's it. The Chinese-American version usually adds vegetables like onion, bell pepper. It definitely uses fewer chili peppers and more sugar. We don't know which version Donald Trump got. Stewed beef steak in tomato sauce is another dish you can easily get at Chinese takeout places in the States. My mom made it for me a lot when I was a child. It's very grassroots, almost to the point I would call cheap. After the main dishes, instead of the usual Chinese dessert, we have ice cream. The wine served was a $30 wine. I'm not going to try to guess why the menu was designed the way it was, but this is, after all, a dinner hosted for a person who once said he would not throw Xi Jinping a dinner and instead get him a McDonald's hamburger so they could get down to work. Actually, made it a double-sized Big Mac, he later added. Well, this is the end of our episode. State dinners is a very deep topic that has a lot of political complications. I hope you enjoy scratching the surface with me with this episode. If you like our content, subscribe to our channel. See you soon.